coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Boom, boom, boom. Appreciate the support. Let's get it. Let's go. Listen, I know I started every video all saying I appreciate the love, I appreciate the support, because guess what? I truly do. You dig? I really do. I come from a world of hate, violence, and cruelty all day, every day. So love is love, man. I appreciate y'all. Let's go. Let's get it. We pushing this P all day, 24/7, 365, trying to keep them alive, keep them free. That's what we doing. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Let's go. Let's get it. TBP Nation, stand up. We out here, baby. Yeah, 33 years of prison stories. Period. Hey, listen. I want to tell y'all this one this morning. Just about when you've been doing time for a minute, you can foresee things, man. You can foresee things. So I can remember, man, Marvin, man. Shout out to Bro Marvin. You know, Bro Marvin was a little youngin' from DC. And Marvin had when I got on the spread with him, I was coming out the hole from the Earl situation, right? I stayed late in the hole. I played possum like I don't know what, man. And God was with me, and I got away from that charge that could have really, really set me back. You know, with the thing that happened with Earl and the Amy, it could have set me back. But when you in the moment, you got to do what you got to do, and you don't think about that. You think about it later. You always going to think about it when you in the hole. You always going to think about the consequences when they own you, but you're not going to think about it in the moment. This is why I always say, think about what you do. Don't do what you think. Maybe I could have handled it different. Maybe, I don't know. But it's over. It's done. I can't change it. You know, so when you get in that situation, that's the situation you in. So I can remember I get through that. I come out the hole. I'm over there. They put me back over in a C unit. C unit was a crazy unit. They put me back over there. They put me right in the middle of a bunch of controversy going on with DC and Richmond. But I don't really know until I get there, right? When I get over there, I get in the par with Marvin, right? Marvin in the cell with Beeve. Beeve is another homie. Beeve is he's a homie, but he's a straight Bama, right? So I get in the par with him and a couple other homies that's in there. And, you know, I'm the oldest one in there from DC. You know, I'm the vet. I the one that been locked up the longest at this time. And, yeah, I had heard about Marvin, you know what I'm saying? Dudes was scared of him. They was shook. When I got over there, I seen it for myself. All the dudes was shook of Marvin because Marvin was moving different. He was moving militant. He was moving on some, you know what I'm saying? I'm on this DC thing, and you know what I'm saying? This how I do time and woo woo woo. That's how he was moving. So dudes was scared of him, you know. Marvin was quiet. He was young at the time. I think Marvin was probably like 24, but he had already been in Lorton. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard he had been in Lorton from the time he was 16. I heard he got stabbed. You know what I'm saying? Had to put some work in, had to, get himself together. So now he in the VA system, and this all he know because the first time he been locked up has been in Lorton. Lorton is vicious. Do your research. Go check it. Go look up my my homie Eon. Go look up Eon. Eon to tell you, Eon come up out of that Lorton, and Eon come up out of that system right there. So he survived that, so he got a different type of mentality. He doing time different than the way these dudes doing time. And he ain't playing with none of these VA dudes. He don't even want to talk to them. He don't even want to deal with them. He just strictly on some, I'm DC straight like that. You don't like it, come on with it. You know what I'm saying? And when I get over there, dudes is shook. They shook of him. They don't know what's going on. Me and Dixon just talked about this the other day. This is why I'm doing this video. So when I get over there, I'm in the block, and then they got my little dude in there that I knew from Mecklenburg, little Billy, and Mecklenburg, and the first time that I was on Greensville. So I got little Billy over there. Little Billy was like my little dude. They used to call him like my little brother. They say we look alike. I don't think so, but they say we look alike. But that was my dude. Billy was locked up since he was like 15, 16 years old. They had him in the hole on Mecklenburg because he was too young to go to population, right? Um, so little Billy is in the cell with one of his homeboys, and his homeboy was really a straight coward. He was a vicious coward. Little Billy got heart. He got heart bigger than Texas. Even though he was a youngin', he got heart bigger than Texas. You know what I'm saying? The rumor was that his charge he got locked up for was he was in school, junior high, high school, whatever it was, and the teacher disrespected him, embarrassed him in front of the whole class. So when class was over one day and the teacher was leaving work, little Billy pulled up on him in the parking lot and pistol whooped and beat him and took his wallet. That's what he got locked up for. So you know he ain't playing no game. You know what I'm saying? Little young man had some heart. So when I move in the part, I'm in the cell with some Bama. You know what I'm saying? He ain't want to be in there with me because he won't, you know what I'm saying? He won't write. You know what I'm saying? He's scary. He's coward. And I knew he was going to get up out of there because he had too much pressure on him. And you in the cell with somebody and you know how they carrying it and you are scared, weakling and stuff like you know you're going to leave. You're going to leave. I ain't going to tell you to leave, but you're going to leave just because of the way I'm moving. So he ended up moving out. And I wanted little Billy to move up there. So little Billy said he was going to try to move up there, but he was in the cell with his homeboy. He ain't want to leave his homeboy by himself because his homeboy, like I say, was scary. So situation had popped off where another dude from D.C. was pressing little Billy's cell partner because little Billy's cell partner owed him some money or something from a card game or whatever. Little dude acted like he didn't want to pay it. So D.C. brother went in there and was whooping on him. Right, little Billy come back, little Billy, you know, see what's going on. Little Billy pull up on him, holler at him about like, leave him alone, man. I'm gonna make sure he pay you, whatever, whatever. He scream on little Billy, he swing on little Billy poke him real fast. Yeah, poked him real fast, and he leaking, he roll out. You know what I'm saying? Cause he hurt. Little Billy go on about his business, woo woo woo. He tried to patch his own wounds up, but he couldn't do it because it was too bad, and he was like probably bleeding on the inside. So when the DC dudes come back in the block, Marvin and them, and they find out what happened, and he got to go to medical. He go to medical. Then they want to get little Billy. They want to hurt little Billy, and I couldn't let that happen. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, boom. I'm trying to talk to them, and I'm trying to peacemake and everything like woo woo woo. But they like, nah, he got to go. He got to go. Homie can't get his get back. We got to get it for him. I'm like, nah, bro, come on. We don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? But they move however Marvin say move. Even though I'm the oldest dude over there from DC, I just got there. They move how Marvin say move, and I'm like, man, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't jump dudes. We don't. That ain't what we do. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you know, 1-on-1 or whatever. Billy can handle his. He'll deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody gonna jump him. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a big thing. And it was kind of like pitting us against each other off the rip. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, boom, they start questioning, like, man, where you from? You with the home team or what? It ain't about the home team. It's about right and wrong. You dig? So it was a big little thing, man. But we got past that. We got past that because we came down to the band. Look, I'll let them fight somebody 1-on-1. I'm not going to let y'all jump them. So we ended up going in there and fighting Beeve 1-on-1. And I tell him, I promise you I did. I tell him before he go, I said, man, don't beat him. Don't beat them. Don't let them hurt you, but don't beat them because if you beat them, it's going to keep going on, and they're going to just, you know, and that was a hard thing for Billy to do. You know what I'm saying? To go in the cell, run with a dude, try not to hurt him, knowing you could be. I know Billy could beat him. I know little Billy could whoop him. You know what I'm saying? So that went on. That got passed. Woo, 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 woo. Next thing you know, all the stuff going on about Quest and what his name? Run. The dude from Richmond. I told y'all this story. You got to go back and watch the videos where Quest had some money in his jeans, cash money. Rah was the laundry man. He found the money. He kept the money. Quest found out he got the money. Pull up on him. He don't want to pay the money back. He said he ain't got it. Quest whoop him. Bam, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get this money, I'm gonna whoop you every day. He ended up going to the Richmond dudes, telling them some fugazi stuff. Yeah, they trying to jump me in. Da 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 da. Woo, ain't nobody trying to jump you. Quest was whooping you by itself. So now they get down on Quest and tell Quest, you know, don't pull up on them no more. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. Quest go to Marvin, tell Marvin. Marvin say, oh, who, where they at? What's up? Let's go, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Marvin go down to the gym with about 6, 7, 8, 9 Richmond dudes down there, pull up on them with Quest and like, look up, man. Y'all got a problem with the little homie? I mean, y'all got a problem with it. We can get this on popping right now. What's up? And they stunned because one dude pulling up on all them. They like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, this ain't John Wick. You know, but he was like that. He won't playing. He ready to push. He ready to get it. They let it go, and and leave it alone. But all the time, then they start plotting on him. They like, well, we gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? And unbeknownst to him, but like I say, he stayed ready. He stayed on point like icicles. You heard me? So they plotting on all that and all the whole time. Then I get little Billy moved to my cell, and then little Billy in my cell. So it's just a lot going on in the penitentiary, right? I'm just getting out the hole after 8, 9, 10 months. It's a lot going on. I'm trying to manage all this stuff and get everything in order. I remember talking to Luke Marvin. I pull up on him, me and him have a good conversation. I'm rapping to him. I'm giving him the game. I'm telling him, look, Shorty, you got these jokers shook on. Man, by the time I got over there, it's about 6, 7, 8, 9 dudes from they know me from the penitentiary and from Richmond. Man, what's up with your homeboy, man? He wilding, dog. Because Marvin is antagonizing dudes and he gritting on them, and you walk by him and he just looking at you, and you look back at him and you say something or whatever, he just stare at you or whatever. He's like, man, what you talking to me for? So one of them dudes might walk by and be like, what's up, Mom? He be like, don't talk to me, mama. He was on that type of time. I'm telling you, he was really on it. He had him shook. There ain't no way he was coming from, what his mentality was, whatever he won't doing no socializing if you want from the city. He ain't had no rap for you. None. So I'm talking to him and I'm letting him know, bro, you can't survive like this, bro. I've been in this joint right now for a minute. Bro, I'm telling you, they either gonna get scared of you, they're gonna write you out the block, they're gonna cross you up, they're gonna try to get you, they're gonna try to hurt you, or either you gonna end up hurting one of them or killing one of them, bro. Either way, it all ends bad. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta chill, bro. And he ain't had that much time, 3, 4 years left. I'm like, bro, I'm giving you this game because ain't nobody give it to me when I first came in. I'm telling you, bro, you gotta chill, right? He listened to me, and I'm telling you, man, I think his words was, I heard you, big homie, I heard you right, but man, F these bombs, I don't care nothing about them. I'll kill one of these jokers. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, bro, you don't want to do that. You gonna be stuck. He be like, man, I ain't tripping, but they better not disrespect me. They better not get in my way. They better not play with me. And he was on it. And I'm like, bro, just think about it. Think about everything I said to you. Woo, woo, woo. Dap up, leave, woo, woo. So, I done gave him the wisdom that I got to give him. I done gave him the knowledge that I got to give him. Everything else is on him. But I see he's still moving the same way. They shook of him. So, I was telling Dixon the other day, like, this big dude named Psycho. Psycho was a big bama. I mean, he weightlifting on, he's a big bama, right? He had braids and all this big old bama. So, I remember he pulled up on me one day. He wanted to talk to me. And he been in the block, but I don't know him. He don't know me, woo, woo. So I remember he pulled up on me. I don't know if it was because he seen me talking to Marvin or what. But he pulled up on me and said he wanted to holler at me. I'm like, what's up? And he was like, look, ain't you cool with dude Dixon? I said, yeah, that's my brother. What's up? Now, I don't know. That could be an invitation to, like, he got a problem with Dixon, so I'm ready to solve it or whatever the case may be. So he was like, yeah, that's my dude. I messed with him, showed a soldier, man. I was with him across the yard, woo, 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 woo. So everybody told me that's your brother, right? So I just want to let you know, because, you know, I know you heard about all the beef and stuff going on. And he said, man, your homeboy, Mom, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I'm letting you know. I ain't got nothing against you. I don't like him. I want to throw him over the tip. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like him. But I'm letting you know I mess with Lil Billy and I mess with Dixon, man. So me and you cool. I just want to let you know that. I'm like, yeah, all right, that's what it is. But in my mind, I'm saying, you try to throw Marvin over the T and see what he gonna do to you. He gonna, I guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm listening to him and I know where he's staying now. So all of this stuff you got to put in perspective when you in the penitentiary. You got to, I'm telling you, it'd be chaos. This is all in the part. You know what I'm saying? All of this is going on simultaneously. You did? So boom. I was like maybe a couple of weeks after this. Man, they plotting the whole time on Marvel. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know. When all the stuff jump off, when Marvel pull up on them, the dude who started the whole thing, Run, he go and write a note on Quest, and Quest get locked up for investigation. So when Quest get locked up for investigation, cause he's scared, Run, and then Marvin pulled back up on him and tell him, if you don't get Quest out of jail, if you don't write something to get him out like you wrote him to get him in there, I'm gonna smash you. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I ain't doing it. You did. If you don't do it, I'm gonna smash you. Straight up. Ain't no more talking. And leave. He go to the Richmond dudes and tell them, so that's what make them fester up their plot. Okay, we're gonna get him. Now, being the coward that he is, what did he do? Knowing that something getting ready to jump off, he check in. So now you got Quest in the jail and you got Run in jail, the two people this whole thing is about, and it's all over $20. $20. $20. You did? You got a whole war brewing over $20. You did? So this is how the thing started festering. So, like I said, a couple of weeks later, I guess they call Rec, they go outside for Rec. And mind you, this is a couple of weeks after Billy that had the incident and had to fight old boy. So the DC dudes really not feeling Billy. But he in the cell with me. But they really not feeling him. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't liking the situation. So when the Rec get called and they go outside for Rec, I'm in the cell with a dude, Daryl. Daryl Jones. Shout out to Daryl Jones. Best chess player in VA DOC. Guaranteed. So I'm in the cell with him. We playing head up poker. We in there gambling. Right? In my cell. Now from my cell, I can see the window of outside. But Daryl is tall. He like 6'3", 6'4". So we sitting on the bed. We playing head up poker. Next thing you know, Daryl look out the window. I'm in front of him, we playing. I'm worried about the hand. I'm looking at the hand. He like, hey. I'm looking at the hand. He like, that's crazy. So I'm like, yeah, right. He trying to distract me, trying to throw me off from this bet, right? And I said, what's up? He said, man, kill a dude out there, man. Look like he gonna die. I said, what? He said, yeah, man, they rumbling out there, man, stabbing and everything. I said, yeah, I know. He said, I'm serious, man. Look. So I'm like, boom. I put my hand there. I look out the window. I see dudes is running. They running everywhere. I'm like, man, what the? You know what I'm saying? Then I see a dude laying down in the dirt, and I see the red around him like blood. I said, oh, so I'm like, oh. So first thing I think about Lil Billy. In my mind, the first thing that came to my mind is, oh, man, you know, the homies done got Lil Billy. They might have plotted on Lil Billy. No, I ain't out there. And I'm going to go ahead and get Lil Billy and deal with it however Banky want to deal with. But that's what I was thinking. So I'm like, oh, man. So it was crazy. So I said, oh, man, we got to stop, man. Oh, go ahead, cash out, man. You like, yeah, this crazy. So we get up, we go outside. When we go outside the cell, get the door and go outside the cell. There's a whole bunch of chaos outside the cell. Everybody running around acting crazy. They running towards the salad port. So I'm like, what's going on? So I go down there. I try to move, get people out of the way, get to the salad port. When I get to the salad port, Mo in there, Scotty in there. They both laying there. Blood is all over the salad port. You know, you got Psycho right there. You got West right there. They got brass knuckles. They got knives. The police right there telling them, put the knives down, put the knives down. Both of them laid up, curled up, bleeding. So I don't know if they dead or not. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, man, what is going on? And then dudes is like, man, yeah, everybody go to your cell, go to your cell. It was like chaos. So then I heard somebody say, oh yeah, they beefing with the DC dudes. They said they gonna kill all DC dudes. I snapped. I snapped. I said, what? To who? When? Where? Who? Man, I said, yeah, I wish somebody would. You know, so I go back upstairs, get that thing. You understand me? And they trying to lock everybody up. Then Daryl come in and he said, man, you all right? And he from Richmond. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. What's up? He said, nah, man, you know, I mess with you, man, everything, man. He said, man, you straight? I said, yeah, I'm super straight. He said, well, take this. He pulled a joint out about this long. I ain't seen a joke that long. He was like, man, go ahead, take this, man. I don't know what's going on. I take that too. So I go down there in the middle of the pod, and I stand in the middle of the pod. I said, look at you. Anybody trying to do anything for anybody from DC, I'm from DC. I'm right here. Come do something to me. Come do something to me. Any one of you, don't pull up on me unless you about that drama, because if you walk up on me, I'm going to gun you down. Straight up. You know what I'm going to gun you down. I ain't talking. I ain't doing nothing. If you got a problem, come see me. And I'm standing in there, and dudes is looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm paranoid right now. I don't know what's going on. I see my homies in there bleeding. I don't know where Billy at. I don't know what you know what I'm saying, is going on. So I'm like, man, I'm gone. So they tell everybody lock up. Dudes start getting locked up. Everybody was going to their cell. Because they said the attack team coming. They on the way. They said people on the yard is dead. Go to your cell. I said, dead? Now I'm really paranoid. Like, who? Who dead? So it was crazy, man. Then the lieutenant came in the booth. He tell everybody to go in. So at this time, it's like 4 of us out in the block. I remember it was me, it was a dude named Sugar Man. It was 2 other dudes. They went in. Sugar Man and me was the last one. And Sugar Man go in. Dude called me to the booth. He said, look, go to your cell. He knew me, the lieutenant. He the leader of the attack team. He said, what his name was, light skinned Bama, man. I can't think of his name, but he was like, go to your cell. They get ready to come in here. They coming deep, man. If you're on the floor, man, they gonna hurt you. I'm telling you. I said, man, where my celly at? He said, go to your cell. I'm trying to tell you, brother. They coming in here and they on it, man. They got guns and they got dogs. I said, what? He said, yes, people is dead. You got to go. You got to go. Go to your cell. So I ended up going to my cell. They came in. They came on some crazy stuff too. They was jerking doors, and if the door came over, they ran in and boom, 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 bust you up and change. They was just on it because they nervous purpose now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I got these knives in the cell. I can't get rid of them. I don't know what's going on. So and later on, they started bringing dudes in buck naked. They was walking dudes in, handcuffs on, buck naked. What cell you in? What cell you in? They got on shields and all. You can't even see their faces. You don't even know what officers is it. Taking to your cell, putting you in your cell, woo, woo. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So then they started keep on saying, they kept saying 2 people was dead. Right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, is it more Scotty? Because they was laying in there kind of like motionless. So I don't know. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we bring everybody back in to get everybody back in. Little Billy come in. I asked him, what's going on? He said, I don't know, man. They were running around out there stabbing, fighting the woo with the woo. He said, man, your homeboy was in. I said, who? He said, Mom and them. Like, all your homeboys, they was in it, man. I'm like, man, what the? So it was crazy to me. I was like in discombobulation, man. But all the time, like I say, this is how sometimes it's gonna end bad because of the way Marvin was going, the way his mentality was, the way he wasn't playing with these jokers, and they had plotted on him. So what had happened was they was out there, and Quest cell was where you could walk right up to the window and say he was right up at the window. He went to the cell. They was talking to Quest. Marvin was and another homie, and then all of the Richmond dudes pulled up on him, and they turned around like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? And then they got to talking and they was saying like, man, boom, boom, boom. No, your homie did that. He wrote a note on my man, got my man locked up. Woo, woo, woo. So dudes act like they wanted some wreck. So they said, let's 1-on-1. So one of the dudes went 1-on-1 with the little youngin that was from DC out there. I forget his name, light skinned brother. He went 1-on-1. He started whooping him. He whooping him. He getting the best of him. And then they pulled out the joint saying, what happened, happened. You know what I'm saying? Go watch the video. We talked about it. But a dude ended up getting killed. He ended up losing his life. they ended up, you know, man, I probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7, 8 dudes got stabbed. And, you know, Marvin ended up getting stabbed too, I think, you know, slightly, but he ended up getting away and getting to the gym. Dudes was down on him in the gym. Mo and Scotty them ran in there. That's what ended up happening. The dumb broad in the booth opened the joint and let them all in there at the same time, which was idiotic. She should have been fired. She should have been charged. And dude ended up losing his life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when people is scared of you in prison and when you got that reputation, they either gonna do one or two things. They gonna write you out the block and get rid of you because they don't want to be around you because they scared of you. They're gonna plot on you and try to get you gone themselves by trying to hurt you or kill you, or you gonna end up killing somebody in defense of yourself. And that's what ended up happening. You know what I'm saying? And I could foresee that just from the time that I've been in the penitentiary already. And that's why I was trying to tell him, bro, you got to pipe it down because they stayed nervous. Mama had them shook, my dude. I'm telling you, we was on the till one day. I just told Dixon. And Dixon was like, what? I said, yeah. So we was on the till one day. So I slept here. Mo and Scotty slept right beside me on my right side. On my left side was another set of no, on my left side was a set of Richmond dudes, right? And I could remember Marvin coming walking around the till one day because he slept all the way on the other side. He walking around the till. I see him coming. I'm standing in front of the cell. Mo and Scotty them right here laughing. We thought he was coming to talk to us. He walked right past us and walked up to the Richmond dudes who was in front of the cell kicking it. It was about 3 or 4. And he walked right up to him and just stood there and looking at him. And they was like, and they looked up like, Mom, what's up, Mom? And he don't say nothing. They just looking at him. They like, what's up? It got awkward. And we looking. And it was awkward. So he was like, man, what's happening? He was like, what's up? They were like, ain't nothing, what's going on? He was like, I don't know. I'm looking for some wreck today. What's up? I said, some wreck? He said, yeah, I'm trying to go in the cell. I'm trying to go in the cell with one of you, man. I'm trying to go in the cell with a couple of you, man. Don't make me no different. Let's push. I ain't trying to fight. I'm trying to push. They said, what you, I'm trying to push. I'm looking for some wreck today. What's up? They were like, nah, man, ain't nobody trying to do that. Ain't nobody got no problem with you or nothing like that, Mom. He was like, oh, okay. Well, let me know. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. And turned around and walked away. But them dogs was looking at like, what the and I'm looking like, what the what is my? And he just walked right on by us and went right on back to his cell, went in his cell. This how scared and shook he had him. So I knew I could foresee what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember his words, man, I'm going to end up killing one. That's what happened. That's what happened. He ended up getting charged with murder. You know, so it's just crazy in there, man. It's just a different world in there. Things unfold and things that, and you only can see I couldn't even see these things when I was younger because I'm in the midst. But once you go through a few things and you live, you can see the outcome. You can see the outcome. You know it's gonna end bad. You know what I'm saying? You know it's gonna end bad, man. And that just ended in a bad situation. A lot of people got hurt. A lot of people, you know, somebody lost their life. It was just crazy situation, bro. And I can remember, man, I was trying to go to court for Marvin because everybody was telling on everybody. And they wrote statements and stuff, and then he had the right people. They won't even letting him get his letters out. And somehow a letter got to me through a third party or whatever. He was trying to get me to come and testify in his behalf as well as a couple of other dudes. And I was trying to go, and I filled out the paperwork saying I wanted to go. Them people never even came back to me. They just like, they forgot about it. Or they just lost the paperwork, or like they didn't want me to go to court. You know what I'm saying? But I was going to go to court to testify in his behalf. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was under pressure. You know what I'm saying? In self-defense, you got to defend yourself because they pulled up on him. But it was just a crazy situation. I think he came up out of it, you know, the best that he could have. I don't think he got as much time as was expected. And because I think they caught a lot of people in their line. You know what I'm saying? But it was a nasty situation, bro. It was a nasty situation. And then they locked me up. Locked me up. I ain't did nothing. I ain't touched nobody. I ain't did nothing. to nobody. Man, they locked me up and left me in the hole for months on months on months on months. And my people couldn't get me out. They writing, they calling, they doing, they couldn't get me out. They would not let me out. They said I was a threat to the order of operation of the institution, and they ended up shipping me up off the compound after all them months and months in the hole. You know, for some man had nothing to do with it. It's just because of what your reputation was and who you was prior to this incident that they could hold you accountable for something that you got nothing to do with. You know, and that's how I ended up leaving the compound. You know, over some stuff that I ain't raise a finger. You know what I'm saying? Raise my voice, but not a finger. I ain't touched nobody, and I could be accounted for. You got cameras, you know where I was at all times because I'm on camera. I'm talking to the lieutenant. Never. Everything violent happened outside of the block, either in the salad port or outside. I was never outside. They still locked me up. You know what I'm saying? So crazy situation, man. Prison is I'm telling you, my guy. And listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is life and death we talking about here. These situations is volatile life or death by the Bethlehem. Ain't nobody shooting you cross. It's gonna be a horrific experience, a horrific life and death situation, bro. This is what you dealing with up in here with multiple people. So it's nerve wracking. It's your anxiety is up. Your paranoia is just crazy. You don't know what's going on. You don't know who with it, who ain't with it. What you don't know nothing. You don't know anything, and you just in here. You in the mix of it. You in the thick of it just because of who's supposed to be involved, what the implications are. So crazy situation, bro. And yeah, man, that's how I left there though. But Marvin had them dudes scary, and I could see it. I could see it come. I didn't know that it was gonna go that far, but I knew this had the potential to end badly, and I told him that. I told him that from this ain't gonna end well, shorty, because this is the only way it can end. When you got people shook like this, the only way it could end. You know how many times they try to kill Bo, set Bo up? How many times they try to get rid of Sam Pitt, set Sam Pitt up? When they scared of you, brother, I'm telling you. You know, I'd have been locked up. I'd have been set up. They done put knives in my cell. Dudes done wrote me out the pod. Dudes, they gonna get you, man, one way or another. You got to be on point at all times, man, because it's a vicious, dirty game, man. And dudes don't want to be around you, man. If they know you ain't got no cut card, they know you gonna do what you gotta do when you gotta do it. They know you got zero tolerance for BS. They don't want you around them, bro. They gonna get rid of you one way or another. And that's what happened to Shorty, man. So crazy situation, man. But anyway, I was thinking about that today because, you know, conversation I just had with Dick, man. But crazy, man. But, you know, to the best of my knowledge, Marvin is out, doing well, doing real well, to my understanding, working. You know what I'm saying? Law-abiding citizen, married, and supervisor even on his job. So shout out to him, man. You know, R.I.P. to old boy who didn't make it, Shandu, and peace and blessings to all the dudes that was involved, man. Mo out here, he doing well. He almost lost his life. You know, Scotty, everybody who was involved, man. Just crazy situation. It just happens, man. Things like that happen behind the wall, man, that you ain't got no control of. You just gotta respond and you gotta react. And it's just ugly. It get ugly sometimes, man. It get ugly, man. It get super ugly, man. Stay free, man. Stay on the street. Stay on the street. Deal with whatever you got to deal with out here, because I can guarantee you it's going to be better out here to deal with than it's going to be in there to deal with. Because one false move in there, man, and it's over for you. Either or. Either you lose your life or you stay in there for the rest of your life. Either way, life is lost. You dig? So, anyway, y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back, man. Big love, TBP Nation, man. We're going to keep bringing this stuff on, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let some youngins watch this because they need to know what's going on in there, man. This is not a game, brother. This is real life and real death. You understand? You come through them gates, you might not never go back out the other side. Not standing up. You might go like that. Flat. Real talk. Salute. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man, and duck them hooks.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.